Also, Nigel Barker for saying that, like, no agency is going to, like, sign her for being blind.
He's pissed about that. If we're going model-esque, that was the winner of America's Next Top Model.
Bitch, Kelle was sickening.
All right, so Eva being just a straight up bitch. I said it.
The people say Tyra Banks is messing with your Wi-Fi.
Tyra Banks. I mean,
everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go.
hi.
Hi!
Hi.
Amanda, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Like, if this was a go-see, they would disqualify me. I would be
Maybe you
done.
were buying some shoes.
What'd you say?
Maybe you had to buy some shoes.
Yo, so let me tell y'all. Amanda, I was telling her all week you and I have been cutting up in our DMs.
Mm-hmm. Yay. Okay, cool.
So listen, y'all, Amanda and I have been king. Yes! Is there, do I feel like I'm getting, bitch, yes. Sip, bitch, sip! Amanda, I am so, we've been chatting all week, so it's good to like see you in person, see you live right now. Listen, I have my shot ready. I switched it up on you, girl.
Oh.
So everyone, Amanda and I agreed we were going to drink Tito's, but I went to the store and they had no Tito's, so I ended up getting Hennessy. A bitch ended up getting Hennessy, okay?
Look, my ass was trying to be so damn classy. I'm like, I put my Tito's in a decanter.
Bitch, I'm ready.
I got my teacup.
Pour the poison. Pour the poison.
Okay. And then little key lime juice. Oh, look at this one. All grandma stuff. All right. And a little Sprite. Bam.
I mean, I thought we were doing shots.
I'm going to shoot it. It's a little bit. Oh, I love you.
I love you too, girl.
All right, let's get this.
Boom.
Mine tasted better. I know. I'm sorry. I'm over here making cute face. You're like.
But then I try to smize attack your ass.
Oh, you can't out-smize me.
Ooh, bitch, you want to bet?
Ooh, let's do it.
Hold on.
Wait, we need a minute. Let's not get into the smize off yet. Come on. Let's not get into it.
Girl, you're cheating. You have lashes and eyeliner.
These are my lashes.
That's how you clear a bitch.
Like Miss TS Madison, put the lash down. Put the lash down.
Yes!
First thing I watched of hers, and I was like, this is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I produce a lot of her content, so I'm glad you like it.
I love her.
So listen, y'all, we're here talking about cycle 3 of America's Next Top Model. And so before we get into it, I know that you guys were like, oh my God, get Yaya, get Eva, get Toccara. And I was like, I felt like those were the go-tos, you know. And Amanda and I talked after this, and you know, I said, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I've been very transparent with you guys. I recognize talent. I applaud talent. Miss Amanda Swafford was not one of the girls you wanted to toy with when it came to Cycle 3 because her pictures were sickening. However, I do root for everyone melanin because that's just the go-to.
Yeah,
But
I mean, yeah.
in seeing that, I want to curate a very holistic experience about Top Model. I wanted to go with someone that I felt like people wouldn't think I would go with. And I'm so happy that we've connected because the energy and the love you've shown me leading up to today has been so freaking, like, I want to come move in with you, bitch.
I want you to have a room. I mean, we can get like a nice little plot, like some like little like a tiny house and then like a common house. We could do this.
Yes. And so I'm so grateful again, thanking you for this moment. And I know we're about to have a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
So where should I start, girl?
Oh, ooh.
Let's just start at the top of the show.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you, what made you audition for America's Next Top Model?
So, I had, like, Eli was like, cheers. Eli was like a year and a half old. I had moved from Austin where I had a really cool, like, modeling career and a, like, group of friends. And then I moved, to the side of the hill in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 3 channels with bunny ears. And was it the CW or the WB back then?
It became CW later.
Okay, so the WB. And it came in with like that little scroll coming through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how country I was being right then. And I was like, I saw a commercial and I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm pretty good at that stuff. Let me just have an experience. If I don't do anything, you know, whatever, fun. You know, and so it was just something to do really to get me off the side of the hill. And I knew I was going to be good at it.
You were that confident.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because
so
I had like a little thing going on in Austin. It was like, you know, small time, but it was still stuff. And I knew what I could do, you know.
You were already modeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl, what you over there crashing?
My pen came off.
Oh.
I'm trying to serve myself up some food so I can eat with you here.
What are you eating?
Well,
girl, I got the butter all in my mouth. Oh my goodness.
You were getting a seafood plate, or you were doing a seafood dish. So I made a creamy crab penne with a really marinated shrimp situation here.
Send me your address. I'm gonna send you my seasoning.
I want it.
Okay, so you auditioned. Okay, so one thing that happened, what you saying?
I said I went down to Greenville, South Carolina. There was like 25 people in this like busted mall, but the local news station was there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, I saw like who was there. It's like, if they're not gonna like, I was open and honest about my eye thing, and I was like, if they don't disqualify me for just being like problematic or whatever, I'm gonna get 3rd place on the show. And there were 25 girls there, and I got like the thing. I went on like a news broadcast like a couple weeks later, like, here's our local girl trying out for Top Model. They followed me down to Atlanta, and then I got out of all the thousands of girls I got put to the front of the thing. And yeah, and I was like, I'm not leaving the room till I know I'm on the show, because I know my portfolio is good. And they were like, okay, well, bye. And I was like, I don't think they actually, I'm not for sure yet. And so they like turned there and was like, hey, can I like recite a poem or something? All right. Michelle Mock comes back in the room, turns the computer or the cameras back on, and I said my little thing. And they're like, okay. I left the room and I'm walking back to my seat and they were like, don't go anywhere. And I was like, I know it.
I made it, bitch.
I made it, bitch. I made it, bitch. So that was that. Oh, but no, I got food poisoning the night before and like hives and shit. It was craziness. It was an insane process. The whole thing was crazy. But that's how that went out.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so how long was it between you doing the local audition and then you flying out to Top Model?
Oh, probably like 2-3 months.
That's not too long.
Maybe maybe it was a month or two. I don't know. It was so long ago.
So how long ago was it for you now?
16 years. Because Eli was 2 when he turned 2 when I was filming, and then he's 18 now.
Eli is 18 years old.
You feel old when the baby that you watched on Top Model is now legal. Face. I was waiting for that face.
Eli is 18 years old?
Come here, Squealy.
Eli!
You ready for this cuteness?
Hi.
Wait, take the glasses off.
All right, yeah. You guys see the eyes.
The eyes. Aren't we cute?
Y'all about to make me cry. Eli.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, Eli, do you know how iconic your mother is? Which makes you so iconic?
Oh yeah, I know.
Like, do you understand how iconic your mother is and how iconic you are?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
I'm really about to cry. This is so, Eli, you're 18.
Oh, look. Oh, come on. So cute. Oh. Man.
Do you remember when your mom was on Top Model?
Yeah, like 16 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, but because on the show, she would call you and she would talk to you through the phone. Do you remember any of that?
I like to pretend that I do, but...
But when he did realize that, because people would always come up to us, like, oh my God, Amanda and Eli. And he was so proud as like a little 4-year-old. He'd be like, my mom was on America's Next Top Model. And he would just go up to people and tell them.
And I still do.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am, because your mom is iconic.
I know, it gets me hella clout, right? Like,
Eli, I want to interview. I want to talk to you now.
yeah, this is mine. I told you this was gonna happen.
Here, go do some dishes.
Okay, just like 5 seconds.
Okay.
No, Mom, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Eli, okay, so like, how does it feel to be the son of someone who is an icon on Top Model? Like, you know, everyone, if my brain is telling me the right things, I don't think there was ever a blue-eyed. Amanda, I will tell you, so when I posted my thing, I wanted to call you the blue-eyed white dragon.
157%.
How does it feel to be the child of the blue-eyed white dragon on Top Model? No one has ever come back and looked like your mother.
A little bit. You do have a white robe on.
That does sound a little KKK, like the white dragon.
And, like, I mean, but to answer your question about how it feels to be the son of the blue-eyed white dragon, I mean, I just now watched the show yesterday with her for like the first time. Before that, I had a pretty good like picture of the show through like everyone else like telling me about the show, you know what I'm saying? So like I this, you know, like she was done dirty and all that. But the actual like impacts like just like, I would say globally, definitely like nationally. Over the past couple of years, it has occurred to me how big of an impact she has had, like let's say like globally, but definitely nationally, on like so many like young girls out there like watching her show, being like, oh my god, yes, queen, she is like the bomb, right? Or like for the same, right? Because like this bitch did it. This bitch did it. Also, fuck Nigel Barker for saying that like no agency is going to like sign her for being blind.
He's pissed about that.
Like, oh my god, they were just straight up mean to her. Like, what?
So Eli, I'm curious to know from your experience. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions from your experience in watching this show. What were you most startled by when watching it?
These bitches throwing all kinds of shade to my mom. Like, damn, fuck.
Like who?
Eva.
Who else?
I don't know the names too well, but like, all right, so
Get him, Eli. Read him.
All right, so Eva being just a straight up bitch. I said it. And then Toccara for talking about like her blindness and all of that, and like not being understanding of it.
Okay.
I should go now.
Yeah, you should go now. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm trying to be cordial. I'm trying to be kind.
I got all the shit.
Uplifting.
So just for people who may be watching, I understand because your mom has already told me, but for the people who are watching, are you a member of my community? Now, I'm a proud gay. I'm a very proud gay. I'm gay.
See, if you're trying to like hit on me, like just slide in my DMs. But what I like to generally say is
Told ya.
What I like to generally say is like I don't like to have a title. You know what I'm saying? Did you cut out again? Did we?
I am gagged.
No.
That's what I am. I'm gagged. I'm gagged.
Right. I like not identify with like any as far as like having a sexuality is concerned. You know, because I think like the title is like superfluous. It's unnecessary. If I think you cute, you cute. You know what I'm saying?
So female or male, woman or whatever. If you're attracted to it, you're attracted to it.
Yeah, if they're hot, they're hot. You know.
And nice and smart and funny and kind.
Of course, the still important qualities.
Yes.
We have our answer. Eli, are you interested in modeling?
I am.
And so what are you doing to work towards that?
We've been taking like just fabulous pictures together.
You don't get a good sense of how much time has passed when you see things like this. Like, on cycle 3, Eli is a little boy. He's little, and now, girl, I just want to break out in tears right now. This is so beautiful. It is so beautiful.
It is like really sobering to get to like see her talk about me like in real time back then, and with her like by my side watching it, it's like it is an experience and a half right there, like
we were okay. I'll tell the story.
Like everyone's already heard it.
Yeah. So the 9/11 thing.
Bunch of questions about that, Amanda. Bunch of questions. Explain.
The cringiest. They did me dirty. Those producers, they got me good. They had me say that sentence like they wanted me to say that sentence. And I was like, oh. So Eli and I was like, Eli, you want to watch your first moment on Top Model? And he said,
won't be my last.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah. And so he was listening to himself, and I was crying, and he was hugging me as we were watching, and it was so sweet. And then just like, and he was conceived to the minute on September 11th, fell out of my face, and we both dropped to the floor. The moment was done. We started cry laughing. It was so ridiculous. I was like, he's like, I thought it was just like conversational. I was like, they make you feel things.
Like, I thought like what it was, right? They're in like some makeup room, and like, so she's like doing her nails, doing the mascara, and she's like, yeah, so like I conceived my kid during 9/11. And like that. No, it was like he was conceived to the hour of 9/11. That had me dead.
Amanda, what is that? So are you saying producers fed you that line?
No.
That's what happened.
The way that they ask you the questions and the way that you have to answer the questions. All right, now this is a good time. Go get the dog. I love you. Say bye. Say
Love
bye,
you.
Eli.
Love you too.
Okay, let's get some questions. Other questions.
Okay, so girl, talk to me about that bar fight that happened in the first episode with Tiffany.
That was craziness. Okay, so we're all there. It's some just like whatever like bar in LA, and there's a table of girls that were just like eyeing us, and Tiffany, who is awesome and sweet and really just she's a wonderful girl. Woman, she's awesome. Love Tiffany. So anyway, she was dancing, and these girls had a problem with her being so close, and they said, shit. And anyway, everybody did the thing. The bar fights started to happen, and she was like, I'm not going to do it. And I was holding her from going backwards, and I was facing her and away from the other girls. And during that glass throw melee situation, I got tagged in the back, and because that was coming, like, she was directly in front of me. So if it hadn't hit my back, that would have hit her face. It was a big old pint glass. I had a pint glass shaped bruise on my shoulder blade. She was bleeding. It was the most reality-ish, showist thing to start out with you could ever hope for, but dangerous. It was cool.
Was it Tiffany's fault?
No, I mean, I think Tiffany, as soon as that beer happened on her head and she didn't pop her, she didn't do that. It is not Tiffany's fault.
Because let me tell you something, Miss Amanda. Tiffany's from Miami, Florida.
You don't even need to say it. She
I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but it's right next door to Miami, Florida. Let me be very blunt. That girl was supposed to die.
That's what I'm saying. And Tiffany,
she was supposed to perish.
She kept her hands off of her. She didn't lunge after her. She didn't stab her with a broken cup. She did amazing. Tyra should have given her, you know what? You held yourself down. Welcome aboard.
Because she's from Miami, Florida, and I know what the Miami, Florida girls give.
That girl was lucky.
Because Tiffany would have stumped a mud hole in her eye socket.
That pool cue that her friend was holding would have been connecting her to the dartboard.
So we see Tiffany get into the. Were you in the van with her when she had like that whole rant and was explaining herself?
I can't remember the conflagration between reality and what. Like, I might have been in the van, but I think I was just outside of the van, and then we got into separate ones because I'm pretty sure that. Because that white girl with the curly hair is like, don't you think it was your fault?
Hey, you didn't agree with her.
You would have heard my voice in the background too.
Saying what?
Saying no, it was not. It was not. And like I said, and she did great in not having an outline on the ground. She did great. That it was not her fault.
Were you shocked she didn't make it into the house?
No.
Why?
Because of that.
Mm. What were your thoughts about when she made it the following season? She had that moment with Tyra.
I was so proud of her for getting back on the show and doing it again and doing the work that it took. So that means that she was doing good things for herself, like do that. But what they do to I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her for getting there. I don't like what it did.
How was audition week for you?
Confusing and just very The only thing I think is just like the smell was so weird, and that was so pervasive. And so that type of, like, it's just got this strangeness to it, like an unidentifiable cloud around the whole process and how weird it is, you know?
Anything sticks out to you about the weirdness of it?
That many people in one space. I hate that. Like being just fresh and nobody knows their position of, we're all just so confused right now.
Right.
Very strange feelings.
Were you confident that you would get into the house?
Yeah, I was. Like, I mean, like I said, like if I got past that first level in Greenville, South Carolina Mall, I knew I was going to be in the house. I knew I was going to get third place. Like I just had a feeling, you know, and so, but if that's confidence or arrogance, I don't know. But it was with just like, I have a feeling I'm going to do good because, you know, I knew I was good at taking pictures. And then when I saw the other, you know, competition in LA, I was like, I got a chance, but I think I'm going to do it because I also have my thing, my hook, the thing that they're going to use and exploit, you know?
A lot of things were happening during casting week. We had the Tiffany thing, and then we also got introduced to, I believe her name was Amy, who was very, very, very skinny. And Tyra brought it up when she talked to her. And then there was this whole like B plot of Eva potentially bullying her. I have two questions about that. What are your thoughts about Amy and her size? And then was Eva really coming off as a bully towards her?
First off, you know, like Amy seemed nice and sweet. I can't judge, you know, somebody else's position or what is getting there, but she seemed, you know, that's something that she didn't seem like she was hiding anything. She's proactive in trying to do better, and she knew she was like, models are skinny, so let's do this thing. And yes, Eva was definitely very mean.
Was Eva being mean to everybody that week? Because we had this whole montage of like, Eva. Was she really being horrible to the girls?
Yes. 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 And, you know, she's funny and she's smart and she's loud and charismatic and gets a lot of attention. And then when the producers are like, what do you think about Eva? What do you think about Eva? How's Eva this? How's Eva that? But everybody had a general consensus that she was very loud. She was very rude. She was mean to people. And that was just, you know, she was making her space. She was claiming space.
When you saw her, did you think she would win?
Yeah.
Really? From day one? From day one?
You know, you go through back and forth with like, maybe she is, maybe she isn't. But I was like, she's getting a lot of attention. She's gorgeous. She's
Eva
the
is
gorgeous. I know.
Oh my God, Eva is gorgeous.
Her eyes, like her cheekbones. She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
So another thing that happened during audition week was you to the viewer, it appeared as if you corralled the girls together to reveal to them, excuse me. Amanda, are you over there drinking? Bitch, I'm not about to be the only one that's over here drinking.
Oh, no, I'm just trying to be polite.
No, bitch, drink!
I don't have a big receptacle. I got my little teacup. Got my teacup.
So you revealed to the girls what seemed to us was like a reveal, a corralling of them that you were legally blind. And I believe you gave them like a time frame that, you know, you would be completely blind. A lot of people are asking, well, that's something that you wanted to do, or is that something that producers motivated you to do?
Okay, so from the very beginning, I was like, can I tell the girls about the situation? because with how I am, because I look like I can see, my predisposition is to tell somebody in advance for my safety and for their safety.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no like waiting to give me a high. So, you know,
That'd have been bad.
that's what I'm saying. And that's how, and they were like, no, wait on that. And I was like, okay, all right. And so we're going through the whole audition week. I know how I move through a room, and especially a crowded room and an unfamiliar room, that I was probably cutting people off. I was probably ignoring social cues and stuff. And so at the end of it, not knowing if I'm going to see these people again or not,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let you know that this is why. And okay, so I had asked the producers when this is all going down, I was like, can I tell the girls now? And they're like, hold on. And they gathered the thing. I was just going to do like a, you know, as to know basis. Like, and I was like, so can I tell them now? Because I don't want to be doing dumb things. I don't want to be putting myself in danger. I don't want to be putting other people in danger. So I was like, can I let the people know now? And they made this thing about it.
You know, throughout the history of watching Top Model, they will make a thing out of a thing, out of a thing, out of a thing. Listen, I don't know how much I got. You know, the most aggravating thing I've Sink, bitch, sink!
They were like, they edited it. It was like, yeah, I don't want blueberry pancakes because I'm legally blind. It's
yes, like, it was like, girl, I woke up late because I'm legally blind, girl. Yeah. I showed up late because I'm legally blind, girl. I ate, girl.
I'm legally blind. And I was just so over it.
Listen, when I did my chat with Shandy, I was like, girl, if I heard one more time Shandy worked at Walgreens, I would have just swallowed a bunch of goddamn hangers.
I know.
If I would have heard one more time Amanda is legally blind and soon it won't, girl, I just would have swallowed a bunch of 10 pounds of frogs.
And then also it's like rewatching it, I want to just like reach through the screen and save myself the future embarrassment and cringe, because like also the way that I'm saying it, my voice, I'm just like, and I it's just like oh, yeah.
So thank you for clearing that up. So it was something that you really wanted to tell the girls. It wasn't so much production pushing you to tell them. And you know, I mean, I think that's very responsible. That's extremely responsible.
I didn't want to do it like that, but that's the way that, you know, they do.
The cookie crumbled.
Yeah, that's the way yeah.
So you made it into the house, and then you girls are sequestered away to Jamaica.
Yeah.
And your first photo shoot is in a bikini at some beach place in Jamaica. Your photo was one of my favorites.
Thanks. Thanks. I liked this situation. The wasn't the right thing, but
how was that first week of being a contestant for Top Model?
Super duper. Just a swirl. You're completely sleep deprived. You have no clue if you have friends. Well, I mean, some people, they had friends, but you kind of, your feet don't hit the ground for a long time to the process. Okay.
Did you think Magdalena would go home first? I knew that bitch was going home. I knew she was done.
Yeah. Well, you never know. But yeah, I mean, she was cool. She was down. Like, you'd chill with her any day, you know, like sit on the stoop, have a good time. It's fun, you know.
How was it for you hearing Miss J be like, broken down doll? How was that?
No, he was loving that shit. But like when it was that moment, he was like, get it, girl. And I was like, yes. And then I was like, I will break my back for you. And I could tell Mr. J, it was our first interaction. I was like, you're trying to do me dirty. He was like, look like a creature coming out of this. I was like, no, I'm not going to look like a creature coming out of the sea. No.
You told him that?
No, I just didn't do it. I didn't do it. I just was like, broken down doll. Cool.
What was your experience like with Mr. J throughout the whole thingy?
With Mr. J?
With Mr. J, yep.
Frustration, I think. Because he and Ann were like this. And if he had given a little bit of attention to all the other girls, like spread it out, they might feel better. But Ann was like, I love you. Help me.
Because when we watch the show, Jay seems very over Ann. You know, he seems very over Ann.
It was that, like, they were like brother and sister.
While filming.
Yeah. They were like,
I mean, because in his Jay's chats, he tells us that him and Ann are great friends.
Yeah. Ann was very much, I'm going to be your friend. And she's awesome. She's smart. She's funny. She's gorgeous. She is talented. But she has the person that wants to be your friend. You're going to be her friend.
You know, looking back on the show, can I be very blunt with you?
Mm-hmm.
Can I be very blunt with you? Is it okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody watching, can I be very blunt right now?
Mm-hmm.
I had Top Model has done this throughout the history of its run, where I feel like sometimes the Black girls are given a hard time. And certain girls, I'm gonna be blunt. Let me just talk it the way that my brain's saying it. Fuck it. I feel like a lot of times Black girls were given a hard time, and certain white girls were given a pass. Like, Ann should have been sent home episode freaking 0.5. She should have been sent home. Ann was not delivering great photos. Ann was not delivering great photos. Ann was not delivering great photos. Listen, hold on, Amanda. Let me read right there.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was watching that when I was binge watching, and I saw that photo of Kelle when she was jumping. I was like, Kelly's face is amazing. It's better looking than Ann's.
She was like, if we're going by model-esque, that was the winner of America's Next Top Model.
Bitch, Kelle was sickening.
Her body, her walk, her sweet fucking face, her beautiful lips, her gorgeous eyes, her personality, her preciousness. She was fresh, dude. She was sick. If we're going model, Kelle.
And then it was like, every time Ann was in the bottom, I thought she was going home. Like, there's no way Toccara, who turned out sick. Now, I'll be honest. While I root for the Black girls, I will say, based off the photos that were selected as her best photos, Toccara did start a decline towards her end.
The manipulation. That is the
wait. Hold on. We're going to get to it. Hold on. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. But based off what they showed on the show, Tocara's photos had started declining. However, based off Tocara's track record and Ann's track record, there is no way, and I'm glad Miss Tyra Banks was woman enough to admit that Ann should have went home and Toccara should have stayed. There's no way anybody with common sense, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 noses, 2 legs would have let Ann stay over Toccara.
Toccara over Ann, but Narelle Ann, they could have just like kept Toccara and Ann. But let me tell you, the thing where people are saying, I love Narelle, she's super sweet. She would take some cute photos. But they could have done that. But what everybody was saying is, like, did they let Toccara go because of her size and going to Tokyo? I 100% agree with that.
What makes you agree with that?
Because the way that the industry was back then, the way that every show was back then, I think that they knew that Tokyo was not going to have Tocara's size. They didn't want to have to work. They didn't want to have to.
Is that what you believe?
I think so, because she's stunning. Her personality is magical.
Outside of Mama's personality, Toccara has
top to bottom.
One of my favorite photos of her is when you guys did that Levi jeans photo shoot and you guys were all laying down. And it has, I thought Toccara was so beautiful.
She had the best photo out of them.
She was so beautiful. And fast forward years later when she photographed for Vogue magazine, I'll be very honest to say.
Italian Vogue was, so good.
So I'll be honest when I say this. Certain girls, when they get eliminated from Top Model and they had some type of track history of bad photos, and then when they leave Top Model and take great photos, it always makes me think, were bad photos chosen for them because the production wanted to send them home?
Yeah, it matched the storyline.
Okay.
Because I know that Anne had better photos than that. I know that Toccara had better photos than that. I know Kelle had better photos than that.
We're going to get into that.
They all know. We all.
So, okay, let's go back to episode 1. So you guys go from LA, right? You go from LA to Jamaica to New York. What was that like? It sounds aggravating.
Because, like, you have zero sleep. You haven't really had a meal in a day and a half, like maybe some. So it doesn't really, the trip, that was crazy with the airplane ride. That was from New York when we went to Jamaica. Because we went LA, then we went to New York, and then from New York to Jamaica, and then when we got back from Jamaica, we moved into the house. And so that whirlwind of like 4 or 5 days was craziness. Absolutely craziness.
So you made it through the first panel. How was that for you? Like your very first panel for Top Model?
That would be the makeup list one. Or no, that would be the bathing suit.
Jamaica.
Yeah. Same thing again, just confusing. You're not sure what the order even means, like why you're standing there for so long. But getting to see everybody's photos professionally, like, oh, okay, there is something to this person's face that you maybe didn't see, face to face, or something like Anne, where you would expect there to be like a really fire photo.
Listen, okay. So let's move on to episode 2. What photo shoot was that? That was the
Nivea.
That was the beauty photo shoot, right?
Yeah, after the hairdos, the makeup.
Let's talk about makeovers. Everybody was crying. Everybody was tears. You know, Amanda, let me tell you something. I respect a bitch like you. Because when you got your makeover and you were blonde, you let the girls know you were there. And the girls were terrorized. Amanda, I respect a bitch like that. Bitch, walk in telling me you the winner. Walk in telling me you are the one. I am the one you need to beat.
Well, I love that little clip where it's like I walk up while they're all sitting there, and I just think back and forth at them.
Girl, you was modeling and posing. I said, girl, Miss Amanda is feeling her fish.
That was a joke. But it looked funny as hell. Mm-hmm.
Was there anything that happened that we did not see? Everyone was crying. Everyone was crying.
Why were they crying?
I don't know. Tell me why. You was there. I wasn't.
Was there? No, it was ridiculous. I'm like, you're getting normal hair. They're not doing anything weird to you. Like, why are you crying? It's like you're getting an 1.5 inch cut off with some highlights. You're getting, your same color hair put in, but I don't understand why people are crying. I don't know. They didn't shave anybody's head. They didn't make them get a fake beard. What season was that dumb fake beard that Tyra made somebody do?
Girl, that was one of the boys and girls seasons. And girl, I was reading Tyra. And Miss Tyra, I've always said I don't have a problem with you. Because I honestly don't. Because, girl, I don't know you. I've only known you through the TV screen. I can only read you and compliment you on the things I've seen. Girl, when she put that fake beard on that man, yes, show the pasta, girl. Show the pasta.
I cooked enough, like, I was pretending like you were coming around. Like, I actually did cook enough for you.
Girl, when she put that goddamn beard on that man, I said, Tyra, what are you thinking? Did you like your makeover?
I did. It was ridiculous. There was entirely too much hair. They didn't give me any products. After you get 15 pounds of ass length weave put on you, and
girl, you black now.
They didn't give me a silicone. They didn't give me a flat iron. They didn't give me a brush. They didn't give me conditioner. I'm like, you just did this to me, and you're not going to give me the products I need to take care of it and to style it? So that's why, like, I always had that frizzy situation going on. Oh, I know. It's beautiful. Danish Vogue.
Girl, you were a black girl. They gave you all that weave?
But I had no... she was like, I'm going to give you the Cadillac of weaves. Because I was like... she had, like, I could see her feet pulsing under, like, she had been standing for 13 hours. She was wearing some heels. Like, what are you going to need, like... she gave me all of Versace's hair that she had left.
Episode 2, you guys have the close-up beauty shots. And what I appreciated about cycle 3 of America's Next Top Model was I felt like there was a specific focus on beauty, the natural beauty of a model. And this episode not only showcased you guys' makeovers, but it also was a test for you guys to accentuate your natural beauty. Any behind the scenes about that photo shoot?
Yes.
Spill it!
Oh, okay. Well, that episode was also the Cassie episode. So there's like that big whole thing too.
Amanda, I was cringing asking you about Cassie.
Hold on. My photo was fabulous. Before we get deep on this, my photo was fabulous. They actually acted fucking freckles and moles with a random spot. They handed me a picture with my hair. I had a fucking mole in my hair. They're like, oh, your unretouched is beautiful. Maybe a few freckles and moles. I was like, they gave me the picture, has a fucking mole in the hair. That's supposed to be my unretouched.
There's a mole in this photo I just showed.
Maybe not that one. They might have edited out of that one, but I have in my possession a hard copy.
You still have it now?
Yes.
Are you able to grab it?
I'll entertain him.
No.
Eli, you better be on the wings waiting for your mama. I live. Miss Eli, I'm your #1 fan. Please believe I am your #1 fan. You better be waiting in the wings to help your mother. Bitch, yes.
love you, but you're in line.
For what?
What'd you say? That's how you clear the girls out. That's how you clear the girls out. Clear me out, Miss Amanda. Clear me out.
For you real quick. Hold on.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. I'm going to segue right fast. Were there any moments that you can remember and you care to share where there was a little bit of manipulation of the truth? Like what happened in relation to what we saw on the show? You just spoke of there was a freckle in your hair. Was there any other moments on the show where you were like, bitch, it didn't happen like that?
Yes. And you can't say, are there any other moments? You'd be like, it is all let's call it a rich tapestry of fibers woven by our own project. Made up, dude. Made up. There was like, yeah, I would watch the judging let's say like Jay Manuel and some other dude like watching the photo shoot, and they would make a comment during that girl's shoot. I would see it applied to somebody else on the show. All right, so I want to talk about the Cassie thing because the show manipulated and knew.
Can I get my opinion right fast?
Yes.
As a fan, Amanda, I wanted to jump through the fucking screen and choke the shit out of you.
Okay.
I wanted to choke you.
I know.
Maybe the way Amanda was presented during the whole Cassie moment was to be shady or to create drama.
Yeah.
But girl, besides that, I was like, girl, how the hell can this woman come tell you she's throwing her guts up in a toilet and she wanted it to stay between you and her, and then you go tell everybody, now everybody knows. I wanted to choke you, Amanda. Vindicate yourself.
She told me night one in Jamaica, me, her, and Julie were roommates in Jamaica. We sit down for our fruit plate like we haven't eaten or slept or whatever. And that was like, it just like fell out of her like it was normal information. It wasn't a past tense. It wasn't I've been doing this and I can do it. She told me and Julie. And
she told you and Julie.
Yes. Now, Julie, we like, you remember Julie? She was the
girl who wanted to build a factory. I was like, how you going to raise on ANTM and you want to build a factory? And even if you wanted to build a factory, why would you be dumb enough to say that in panel? They're going to send your ass home.
No, they asked her, what are you trying to do with your life? And she was like, that's a thing. It wasn't like, I'd rather be working in a factory than being here.
The people say Tyra Banks is messing with your Wi-Fi.
Fuck Tyra Banks. I mean,
one shot of being on the show and modeling.
but I love her.
I would like to formally apologize to Tyra Banks as her son.
I mean, for messing with the Wi-Fi.
Amanda, we're talking about the whole Cassie situation with her being bulimic. Okay, what I want to know is, how did it go from you and now we're learning that Julie also know? How did we go from you two knowing to now Amanda has been pinned as the person who has spoken about her being bulimic and you being crucified for it? The people were upset with you.
I know, and you know, to tell somebody's business is not, it's not cute to tell somebody's business, but it definitely started out genuinely out of a place of concern, and then seeing it progress like, okay, this is real. And I started to have a conversation with Ann about it. And as I'm having the conversation with Ann about it, the person who it was gets exposed. And whether, like, I don't think I was doing it on purpose to tell her business, but it was like, she just had this like horrible thing happen in the bathroom. And I was like, with Ann. And then Ann told Eva, and then it was done. But you know, it was my fault for saying it to cast rather than the producers, maybe, or I don't know, because like it seems like either way, if I'm trying to get somebody help, it's also like I'm trying to sabotage. But she stayed in the show for a very long time. It was more about just the general health, and it was not dealt with after the production team knew also.
So, you know, I'll be realistic and say that I'll say two things. If Miss Cassie didn't want the girls to think that she had an eating disorder, there's no way in your right mind you would have locked yourself away in a bathroom from what, if I remember the show correctly, I believe someone said like 45 minutes.
And well, that was probably like, but the fact that you tell two of your competitors on the very first night you know them that this is the way it was. It wasn't like I had gained her trust and pulled this secret out of her. She was like, oh yeah, and
What made her tell you that?
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to eat some fruit and get to catch a nap.
So how did you feel about that during that moment? Because like you were crying about it.
Yeah, because I didn't want people to think it was nefarious, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned about her. It wasn't to hurt her or to have her kicked off or anything like that. The conversation started innocently to like what should be done to help type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it doesn't end up like that or, you know, get edited like that. But
Did you? No, go ahead.
She didn't tell me at the photo shoot. Like I said, it was like in Jamaica. So it was like, yeah. So.
Did you guys ever have a moment where you guys kind of reconciled that moment?
No. I didn't really. She wasn't, nah.
So you guys never reconciled that moment?
Yeah, we had that conversation, but we didn't really get along after that. So there really wasn't like, we didn't have anything in common. We didn't joke together, nothing like that. But we had that moment at the photo shoot.
What do you believe was her purpose in telling you guys? Because I also remember her telling her boyfriend, I remember a phone conversation. I don't know if it was that episode or subsequent episodes, but she was like, hey, I told them. And he was like, you told them?
It was a couple episodes later. And he knew exactly what she was talking about.
He knew exactly what she was talking about.
Yeah.
So what do you think was her purpose in revealing that to you guys? Especially just like how you said it, you guys were competition.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't say stuff like that unless you want help.
Did you believe she wanted help?
You wouldn't say something like that if you didn't. I mean, was she looking for camaraderie? Like, I don't know. Like, you don't just, like, either camaraderie or help. One of the two. But somebody in that situation needs help.
So the third photo shoot was you guys doing the Levi photo shoot, and Christy went home. Okay, I have a bunch of questions. And the people are commenting down in the comment section. Crystals, was this the episode?
Yeah, the girl who sets the trap. That's me and the crystals. This is the cringiest moment of my televised life right here.
Can I be honest with you, Amanda?
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? Is it okay?
No. Lie to me, baby, lie.
I said, girl, she's acting like a Karen right now.
It was the most, okay, so the tea on how that happened. Number one, paranoid. You know, own that up. Paranoid. in competition, scared, because living with like Eva and Ann, plotting stuff, doing mean things, saying mean stuff.
Were they really?
Yeah, they really were. And like during the audition process in LA, like I don't know if you saw like the girl with the teddy bear carrying around. They hid the teddy bear from like it wasn't they got a cute little edit. Like they were actually like snippy.
Did you watch? I'm sorry. Did you watch Eva on Housewives?
No.
Hmm.
No. She's
She's not there anymore.
So anyway, we would all like send our laundry away to be washed like a couple of times like over the time. The producers told Eva to redistribute the clothing. They never sent my clothes to be washed. The producers kept them the entire time. And so when they're like, here, Eva, give everybody's clothes back out, mine weren't to be seen. And I was like, where's my clothes? Like, I need like underwear, bras on my shirts. Like, you distributed the clothes. Where are my clothes? Like, I distributed all the clothes. But I'm already paranoid. Eva's already like made her impression that she's gonna fuck with me. I was afraid that she was going to then take those as well after fucking with me about my clothing. So the next day when I was like, oh my God, I hid my crystals. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. My clothing magically reappears in the middle of the kitchen. Unwashed. And so the producer kept to paranoid that she was going to take other stuff. So they have all the footage of me looking for my bag of clothes. They made it look like.
What is your belief why they did that? You better spark up.
So, but this is actually non. This is Damiana, mugwort, sage, lobelia, mullet, little lavender. I wish I was doing that. The crystals I left and I got, and then I was like, dude, I am so sorry. I hid my crystals. My clothes showed back up. The producer's fault. And yeah, I should have given a better apology and so I can definitely take that. But at the time, you don't really put all the pieces together that that's actually what happened, So I feel horrible. Nobody ever wants to be accused of anything. And then I acted like a motherfucking fool, crap, doing that dumb dance, getting caught in the curtain. That was funny as hell. I want to slap myself.
Amanda, I was watching. I don't know why I don't remember you being as like vocal. Amanda, you were very vocal.
Yeah.
You were with the shits.
But like, I stayed by myself in the bedroom and I forgot the story. Are you ready to take a lap? Are you ready to take a lap?
You want me to run?
Do we want to like get through like a couple more episodes before I drop you never heard before, never seen before footage? Like,
who is it about?
It's about all of us. It was before the actual.
You said it was before the makeovers episode?
Yeah, so it's basically all of them.
Okay, well go ahead, tell me.
All right, fans, y'all ready? So we get our Tyra mail, like something we think we're about to go get a makeover. Now, so as we're going, we're like, I don't think this is a hair salon. It's a
what?
wellness clinic. Remember the previous season, they made everybody get a bikini wax?
What? Yes, they're kitties.
Yes. Well, they decided to have a funny little thing for us.
Okay. And what was it?
They,
I'm living right now.
ready.
I'm ready.
They made us all get
Wait, they made you all get what?
colonics. Yeah. 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 Yeah, bitch. Go take your lap. Take your lap. Go take a lap. Take a lap.
The audience that is your son, what is a colonic?
Cleaning out your butt.
Oh my.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Amanda, they made you guys stick something up your butt on camera.
I cried.
Amanda, let me ask you this. Had you ever had anything up your butt before that moment?
Yes. But never with a
Like
fucking,
what?
like, not a producer, a sound guy, a camera dude. And I'm like, I turned to the producer. She was a woman. And I was like, are you serious to be in the room with me? Like, everybody had to do it. We all had our turns, right? And then they wanted to follow me in the room. And I'm looking at her. I will never forget the look in her eyes because she felt my fear and my pain at that moment. Like, I'm about to be penetrated in front of people with a fucking boom mic. And I didn't agree to be penetrated. And I'm like,
Amanda, you still haven't answered my question. What was up your butt before that moment?
oh, you shut up.
But they cut it out.
Yeah, because it was like the week of the Super Bowl where Janet Jackson's titty came out.
That's the only reason why they didn't show it?
Yep. And maybe because it's too disgusting. Who wants to see somebody's colonic tube? Like, am I gonna see my undigested carrots? Like,
wow.
yeah.
Did you enjoy it at least? I love a nice colonic. I'm not gonna lie.
So I power wash style. Like, it was all random, like what kind of type you got, like gentle in, gentle out. And they randomized me and got the power wash in and the vacuum out. I was not comfortable. Yes, girl. I got a hemorrhoid. I'm just saying. Yeah. That. Fuck every producer. Tyra, I thought that was a cute idea to give a bunch of girls colonics.
Okay, so when we look at episode 3, and it's the episode where you guys are in the Levi commercial, is there any tea about you guys in the Levi commercial? You guys were topless. You guys were titties out.
Yeah.
Titties.
Norella's titties were fabulous. Ann's titties are fabulous.
Narelle was showing everybody her titties. She was like, girl, here go my titties.
Just spread that blessing around the world. They were gorgeous. They're beautiful. Spread that.
Okay, I want to ask another question.
Kelle, poor Kelle. Damn. I think that was the worst picture of Kelle that she received on that situation.
Talk to me about that runway where you guys had to walk out and you were nervous. Like, the runway challenge was really centered around you and how you performed, because in your interviews you were telling us how you were nervous about walking down a runway with your vision. Mm-hmm. What was that like for you?
It was really, really, really scary because I knew it was a club, and like I said, before this, I had done modeling in Austin. I did a lot of club shows, a lot of nighttime shows, and I always was able to runway out before the crowd, before the makeup got done. Like a real model, like a real environment where somebody's not preventing you, they're trying to help you. And all these girls were going to the bathroom, and I needed to go to the bathroom. They wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. I was like, wait, like, can I at least, are we running out of time? They're like, no. Like, okay, can I use the bathroom then? No. And so I figured out, like, they don't want me to see the stage. But everybody else was getting to see the stage. They wouldn't let the other girls tell me. But I had, like, one moment right as whoever was coming off the runway before me, I was like, how many steps? And they were like, 3. You got to step down 2. It's like 3 up, something like that. They let me know right then. Because the producers were keeping me separated so nobody could tell me what the runway looked like. They wanted a bitch to fall. And that's like 3.5 feet up. You could get
I mean, I'm gonna beat your ass by this Wi-Fi. I want to talk about something that a lot of top model fans inboxed me about, and it wasn't something that I realized or was knowledgeable about until they inboxed me.
Okay.
A lot of fans feel as if Kelle was given a very, very bad treatment. And specifically what I'm speaking to was in this, actually the beauty photo shoot. I'm going to go back one. The beauty photo shoot, they felt like in the edit, you saw great photos of her on the computer that in cutaways. However, when they got to panel, the picture was not of quality.
They did her filthy. Do
you feel like they did her bad?
Yes. Yes, she was stunning. And granted, like, if you haven't modeled, knowing how to work your angles and your lighting is very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no reason why here's the deal. If Mr. J had given her a little attention instead of Ann some attention, she might have had like a good situation going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was stunning. There's no way that every photo was that bad. And then to break her down.
You don't get no more.
You a mess.
Clean up on aisle 9.
No, they did her wrong. She was so awesome, and she was so sweet. Granted, she did have, she wasn't connected to her heritage, but it's not her. She's still a wonderful, sweet person, regardless of what her socioeconomic background was. And they did her dirty with that type of edit, whereas like it's like this white girl and stuff like, and they missed out on this whole awesome, cute stuff that was like, I don't know. She was just really great, and I feel like they broke her, and she tried to stay so positive, and they just were so mean. It was sad.
Do you know? Can you speak to a specific reason why you believe they were mean to her?
Just because it's reality TV, because it's competition.
So let me ask you this. So in my interviews with past alumni of Top Model, as well as doing my research and just being privy to certain things, do you believe, and you can say no, I'm okay with that, do you believe that Kelle was a Black woman who came from an affluential background, who was educated, who was not a Tiffany, for lack of better words?
Right.
Do you think that intimidated Tyra and the producers?
Intimidating, that's an interesting perspective to think about it on that. I think that it posed a problem for what they were, because Kelle was too white and Yaya was too Black.
Yaya was Black as hell.
Yaya loved her heritage, her culture, her
Very
family.
proud.
Very proud, and that was messed up, like attacking her blackness and making her, you know, what Tyra said. You need to apologize to that fake Kente hat.
Do you want to talk about that moment?
Yeah, that was sad. That was like even back in 2005, you know, so many years when people on television weren't ready to admit to people's blackness being a part of who they were, and instead of something that needed to be squashed or regulated. Even then, like, whoa, this is, and rewatching it now, it is, you said that shit about somebody's black, about their heritage, their pride in who they were and their family, and it was disgusting.
So you totally agree with Yaya and her stands?
Absolutely.
And in 2020 and 2021, I believe most of America and most of people around the world would agree with Yaya.
Yeah.
Just when things of cultural appropriation and a little bit of cultural ignorance, like if I was Yaya, I would have put that. I wouldn't have grabbed that either, because me being a black person of African descent, and me, if I was Yaya being educated and knowledgeable of who I was and what I come from, I probably would have taken the same stance. I'm not going to get that because that's not authentic. It's not a great representation of who I am and what my culture and my ancestry represents. Yes, I'm going to choose this cowboy hat because it's completely different from me. I don't mind ascribing to that in this moment for this moment, but I'm not going to ascribe to something that I know is not 100% authentic to who I am and what is representative of what I come from.
And she was like, this is just, you know, like, what are you going to wear, a dashiki to a gosi? And she said that, like, that was, rewatching that, it just blows my mind that they said that type of shit about somebody refusing to desecrate something that they take pride in. And then when Tyra said, you need to apologize to this fake Kente hat, for Yaya not to say fuck you, that was grace. That is grace under the pressure of some societal bullshit. It was just, it's disgusting to rewatch it. It's disgusting. And then make Kelle feel bad about realizing that she's something more than just a black white girl. And then to make Toccara feel bad over her being who she is and saying that she lost her personality when they beat it. Like, it's just, ugh.
So let me ask you this. I'm asking on, like, just on a discussion base. From watching Tyra in her presentation during that time, Tyra was the Black American girl next door.
Yeah.
That was what she presented. So I ask you, I'm not saying I agree with this, I'm just asking to be devil's advocate. Do you think Tyra, in her approach to, specifically her approach to Yaya, do you think she was speaking of a place? Okay, but before I say that, I would say for a long time, up until Barack Obama got into office, I feel like Black people always felt like they had to ascribe to a white American stereotype in order to be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them still do it to this day, where they feel like in order to be successful, mainstream, or be accepted by a lot of people, they have to subscribe to a white American rooted in European aesthetic in order to be accepted. And Tyra Banks, not knocking her for this, but Tyra Banks gives very much so. I'm the Black American girl next door, and I'm happy, and I'm your friend, and I'm not controversial, and I'm not all those things, and I'm here to be America's sweetheart. Do you think her potentially ascribing to that notion spoke to a Yaya saying, girl, you don't be this black?
But why would she need to say that? Just like she wasn't saying to anybody else, don't be who you are.
Mm-hmm. Somebody put in the comment section she's Eve.
So we were saying about ascribing to a theory of whiteness to be successful. She didn't, as a black woman who I guess on the early stages of black models starting to come to the scene, she, I guess, had a different experience also with that. And so we can't deny somebody because of their experience and judge their perspective as being wrong. But it's like you're trying to uplift black women, but yet putting a black woman down for being so black. And the day of the challenge, she had her hair out natural. Her wig was a big afro. On that same day where she put Yaya down, not choosing the fake kente hat. Not cute.
So, I'll defend Tyra a little bit, and I'll say, when you are the first of your kind to be successful in a certain arena, to give Tyra credit, I don't know, she didn't FaceTime me and tell me this, but I can sort of understand a little bit why she why she treated a Yaya that way concerning that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sort of get, because if my memory serves me right, Amanda correct me and the people watching correct me, Tyra was never one who was like, I'm here, take me as I am. Tyra, not saying nothing is wrong with this, but Tyra always ascribed to the people in the comment section to a Eve type persona where, yes, she was black, but she subscribed to a very American type of presentation. So was it really wrong for Tyra to be a black woman who was successful in the model industry to tell a Yaya, hey girl, you may need to calm down on that?
Like, for certain ghosties, there were some aspects of truth. And let me say, I am nobody to say a black woman is wrong for telling another black woman something about an industry that she knows about. I'm a white chick that saw it from the outside perspective. So this is just, but I can understand, like, giving this piece of advice of sometimes for that Hilfiger ad, if you're going to a ghostie for Tommy Hilfiger, you might want to American it up. It sounds so gross to say that right now, but like,
we're just talking. We don't know the answer. We're just talking.
Yeah, baby, I love you.
I love you too, Amanda.
I'm having a good time. But yeah, I think that, in that perspective, yeah, Tyra's just trying to give some advice of, like, be yourself, but also be malleable to the look, because that's like a thing with any go-see. If you're going to go-see, you want to represent what that client represents. And if you're not able to fit that, I mean, hopefully your agent maybe didn't even send you on that Tommy Hilfiger thing because you're like, ugh, do I want to sit next to, like, Stacy and Karen for this, But money is money, and when you're, like, having a career, but it was where it's like, we need to celebrate people's black, we need to uplift that, amplify it, and I don't think Tyra would say nowadays, tone your blackness down. But, who am I?
So you got first call out for the skating photo shoot. Any tea about the skating photo shoot? Jennifer was eliminated. Jennifer Frost.
Oh, that was her name? Yeah. It was fun. I had a good time with it. I think everybody had a really good time with it actually because we were all out of our element and it was fun. Everybody looked real cute, you know. Once again, did Kelle real dirty on that, you know, but
I thought Kelly's photo was actually okay. I didn't think it was that bad.
it was good close up, but from far away, the way the lighting hit her face, it amplified what she was, her jawline, what she was feeling self-conscious about. But up close, it was beautiful because you could see where her lips and everything flowed, but from far away, it still amplified the delineation in her face. But
How do you feel about watching Kelle say that her jaw was a monkey jaw?
that's the sadness of our systemic situation that we're living in right now. And I don't think she understood what she was saying, and that's part of the problem too. But and they didn't do anything to make her not think negatively of herself.
Was Kelly's experience really that bad on Top Model? Like, because as a fan watching it, it seemed like it was so tumultuous. Like, she was always crying. She was always getting negative critique. The judges and the people who were the gatekeepers in the show, like Jay Manuel. I remember watching a confession with Jay Manuel, and I think it was the Red Bull photo shoot. He was like, "I'm tired of Kelle. I don't want to see her cry no more. I'm tired of hearing her complain." Like,
yeah, I mean, it was sad. She was such a sweet, positive person, and they just constantly fucked with her. And like Jay saying shit like that to her, it wasn't it was sad because she's a really beautiful, strikingly gorgeous woman. That if she had had a little advice on how to work her angles from somebody that knew how to work angles and lighting, she could have done that.
let me ask you this, because in that same photo shoot, it cuts to Kelle saying, "Hey Jay, if I'm not doing a good job, I don't want you telling me I'm doing a good job." And then later they chew my ass up in panel, which I think she was speaking to that second photo shoot you guys had, which was the beauty photo shoot.
Yeah.
She said, "Hey, let me know if I'm doing bad." Was there anything that we did not see from that moment with her and Jay Manuel?
Yeah, I mean, he's just like, well, you're just gonna have to suck it up and do it, and I can't be here for everybody, and blah blah blah. It's like, you dude, you're there for Ann anytime. She's like, Jay, and he'll be like trying to maybe work with somebody or talk with somebody, and like, hey, 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 Jay, I can we talk? And really like distract him. And I love Ann; she's great, but she really did his energy and time.
So we're going on to the next episode, and in this episode, two iconic things happen: the brownies and respeto. Respeto. I was Team Cassie. Bitch, don't put your dirty knife into my brownies.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Don't mess with somebody's food. Don't put your hands in somebody's food.
Respeto.
But also the respeto it also went in the other direction because she was nasty. She was nasty. She was nasty. She was nasty. She needed to read "Clean Your Shit." She needed to read that.
Why? What happened?
Just, she was the messiest person. Just have like a bite out of an apple in one place, Diet Coke cans everywhere. She was just messy. Just messy.
So how bad was that table sit down between Cassie and Ann? How bad was that?
Okay, everybody's calling me a bitch for like trying to like talk to somebody about help, and Ann straight up like, bitch, you bulimic. Why don't you eat some carbs? Like saying some real mean stuff to her.
Ann said, bitch, I'm gonna tell Tyra. I was like,
first off, Tyra probably already knew. at that point.
Well, Cassie told her, I already told Tyra.
Yeah, well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Tyra probably already knew since I had known, since Julie had known, like, since we had already had that conversation. Like, there was the information around. They already knew. 24/7.
Tyra knew.
They knew. And they didn't do, like, oh, here, talk to this plus size model. And then that was it.
How bad was that table conversation? Was it worse than what we saw on TV?
Oh, it was so bad. I was like hiding in the kitchen. I was like in the bathroom. I was like, oh God. They just wouldn't stop and nobody could listen to each other. And even Ann were both like lying about doing the whole brownie thing for a whole day. A whole day. They're like, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. And then dinner time happened. And then Ann was like, yeah, I did it. And you're like, what?
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny.
It was golden. I mean, it's one of those reality TV show moments that, you know, like, ooh.
If I was on Top Model, Tyra would have got rid of me week 1.
Why?
I mean, I would have been cussing y'all hoes out.
That's why you would have stayed. But that's okay. That's part of the good.
I would have been, and would have got it from me. When Ann opened her mouth and see, when Ann told that woman, well, how about I just tell Tyra?
Yeah.
I would have jumped across that table on her.
And to say like, well, like the way it was said was very Ann. She don't give a fuck. She really don't.
So this episode, Kelle finally gets liberated of her misery. She gets sent home.
Oh.
I was happy for Kelle. I'm sorry, not Ann, Kelle. I was happy for Kelle to go home because I felt like the show was like, I was tired of seeing her cry. I was tired of seeing her be sad.
Yeah.
It was too much.
Either help her out, pick a good picture, teach her something, or let her go. But yeah, it was cruel for somebody so stunning who could have walked into any modeling agency at any time and been like, hi. And they're like, okay, right this way.
So Miss Amanda, the next episode, the girl who forgot her shoes, Amanda forgets her zapatos.
Yo olvido mis zapatos.
Girl, what happened?
I didn't hear Yaya say we need some heels, and I just like got my shoes and left the door. And and so our van was parked in front of a shoe store for about an hour and a half. And I'm saying, I don't have any shoes. We're right here at a shoe store. We're sitting in this van for an hour and a half. Can I go get some shoes? And they're like, yeah, go get. We're in there for like, of course, I just wanted to run in it, but I'm glad everybody came with me because they just would have left my ass by myself if they hadn't. But as soon as we got in the shoe store, they were like, yoink, we're out. And the van took off. We've been sitting there for an hour and a half. I'm like, can I go get some shoes real quick? And then as soon as we got out of the car, they left. So I should have just sucked it up and dealt with it. Because no one, of course they're going to do that shit. But you don't know. You don't know till afterwards. But yeah.
I don't know why from this moment, I just see Eva, in my brain, I just see Eva with this top trying on shoes. I see Eva trying on shoes.
It was so annoying. It was so annoying. I was just like, just let me get my shoes. I'm just like, give me some, I'm trying to go in. Everybody's like shopping. It was cute.
So this photo shoot was an alter ego photo shoot, which I don't think you girls realize how iconic you girls were for this, because shows such as not Top Model, but Real Housewives of Atlanta, I feel like copied this same creative, where you had this juxtaposition, composition of alter ego where they were this beauty or whatever, and then they were this extreme personality. Shout out to Top Model. Shout out to Top Model. Any tea about that photo shoot?
They did me dirty.
A lot of fans wrote in the comment section that you were taking sickening photos, and then when your photo came across, it was like, well, girl.
I was like crawling. I was doing stuff. And I mean, like tired. It was like, what did you just do to me? You did me so wrong. But I was like, Cassie got the look that I wanted. She got like this dominatrix thing going on. Like, it was real hot.
And they sent her ass home.
It was time.
You thought it was time.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts being in a panel and you saw that photo come across the screen and you were like, bitch, I was more sickening than this?
I knew I was sickening. I knew I was. But by this point, and seeing how they were doing people wrong on their photos, it was already like, I wasn't taking it personal at that point because I already knew.
You already knew what the tea was.
Yeah, it's like y'all are just picking.
And so at this point, as a viewer, we also see them kind of nitpicking at Toccara, which in the beginning of the show, they were like, Tocara's beautiful, Tocara's striking, she has cheekbones, she's amazing, she's this, she's confident, she's killing the other girls. And then suddenly, it was like Tocara's taking bad photos, she doesn't have confidence, she's not showing up. Talk to me about that.
Where'd your personality go after we sucked it from you like a viper? Like, that was so bullshit. As soon as you hear anybody say, you really lost your personality. I mean, where's the spunk that we used to love? Where is it?
Is that Nigel Barker's accent?
No.
Whose accent is that? Who you're imitating?
That was imitating Nigel, but of course it wasn't his actual act. It was poorly done. But you know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as you hear the personality death note.
It's like, girl, I'm going home.
Yeah, like, I'll see you later. You know, they said that my personality is dead. But what they did to Toccara during that alter ego shoot, and they gave her that orange, like she said, like Home Depot shirt, that was some bullshit.
That was bullshit.
How? And then that stylist, Michelle, saying that shit like...
was rude.
Like, bitch, you had how many months to get me clothes for this, and you can't find a size 14? Please. And people want to say, but like, Toccara overacted about being pinched. Like, she made a big deal about being pinched. Let me tell you what she was pinched with. You know those like giant on-set alligator clamps with the orange plastic on the ends of them? Right on her back skin. Because she was trying to clamp the shirt so it wouldn't move, and got her with that.
I would have screamed too.
And so, I mean, seriously, like, that was...
So let me ask you this, Amanda, as a contestant during this time, do you feel like the way that certain eliminations were going, photo results were going, challenge results were going, do you feel like production started following a plot line, a storyline?
They had the plot line already picked out from the jump, and the photos, how they choose the photos, go align with their plot line, because they're story writers.
How do you feel about the next episode? After Cassie gets sent home, we get a moment with Tyra and her mother being emotional about Cassie being sent home and them regretting not helping her.
That was some after the fact type of stuff. That wasn't something. That was like, oh, we gotta do something to seem a little bit more sensitive about the situation. Because if you really want to help somebody, you're gonna be like, hey, you need to go, just like they sent Narelle to go get her braces off, or Yaya to the dermatologist, you need the doctor.
Let me ask you this. So in this same episode, we get, I think, which is one of the most iconic episodes of Top Model, which in many, many, many cycles later, we see the winner of cycle 3, Eva Pickford, or Eva Marcel, come back, and she poses with the girls of cycle 24 with Tarantula. I think one of the most iconic photo shoots of Top Model with the diamonds and the tarantula. Any behind the scenes tea about that?
I mean, we were all like, we were genuinely like excited to see her humanity because she had just been tough the whole time.
Eva.
Yeah. Eva, when she started crying and stuff like that. And I mean, she was eyes red as hell. You know, she was either really scared or a really good actress. And I think she was very scared. And they gave her a great photo because her eyes weren't looking that clear and that pretty, and that part she was They gave me a bullshit photo. That was
You think this is bullshit? You look good.
Yeah, but I had better ones, you know, like doing like actual fun, cool stuff. And it, you know, it's fine. It's good. It's good. I think I did better. It's good.
How scary was it for you guys to have this? They would have sent me. I would have been Eva. I would have been I would have been going crazy of this big spider on my hand.
It had its little claw pulling. It was on the inside of my eyelid at one point, like right there. And I was like, yeah, and that's where Jay was like, just open your eyes and it won't scratch you. I was like, you want me to open my eye wider and its claw is on the inside of my eyelashes. It was, yeah. And then they let you play with it, like in between, like, here, put it on your hand. It's very nice. And so I was playing with it and I was pulling the silk out of its butt. I was like, oh, this is really cool. You could pull the silk out of its butt. And then its front legs started easing up. And I was like, ooh, it really likes the silk being pulled out of its butt.
Did Toccara have better photos than the one they showed? Do you think Toccara had better photos than the one they showed?
Probably. And also the photos that they showed were beautiful. They just talked shit about them. They were gorgeous. Her face was stunning. You know, and they just talk shit.
So, Miss Amanda, we're getting to a moment that a lot of fans are asking about, which at this point, you guys are now going across seas. And in Jay's chat, Jay Manuel revealed to us that you guys were stopped and copped because the people believed you guys were escorts, and you guys had to go to Guam, and it fucked up the commercial photos, the commercial shoot, and all. Tell us everything about that moment.
So we were filling out, you know, like when you're traveling overseas, you have to fill out your declaration card.
Mm-hmm. I've had to do the same thing.
Yeah. So they hand us our cards and we're looking over to the producers like, what do we write here?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we staying? It's asking for my bank account information. It's asking for all sorts of info where it's like, I don't know where I'm staying. I got $30 in my bank account at home. I can't afford this. They didn't get us the proper visas. And so, best thumbnail ever of me being. They didn't get us any visas. So when we're going through customs and we're filling out some random thing, but we don't have our bank account information, we don't know anything. Me and Nicole through customs, and then Anne, Narelle, Yaya, Eva, Michelle, the stylist, they all got held back because I guess after they let us two through, they're like, oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls with several important looking people guiding them around. They don't have the proper work visas. They must be. And they kept us in holding for like 8 hours. No food, no water. Drug dealers were coming in and out of the room. Like, here's our card. I work in party exports, you know? And they were coming in and out. We were getting held. Anne, who is so Anne at this moment, she was like, we need to fight this. I want to do it. Like, you're about to fight the Japanese government because...
Girl, they will kill you.
Yeah, I'm not going to prison because you want to prove yourself. Like, we're going to let Mr. Ken Mock handle this shit and get us out of here. So we, then they agreed to finally let us out when we were able to prove that we weren't hookers. Because, like, we had to go into a solitary interview room with some dude looking like all super official with like the big scary hat and everything. He's like, do you have a husband? I was like, I'm engaged. He's like, who are you visiting? They had told them that we were visiting our boyfriends.
Production.
Yeah. Rather than, oh, these are girls on a competition. They made it was so bad. So bad. We really thought we were going to go to some Japanese jail. And then they flew us to Guam. We slept on the floor of a hallway in the hotel in Guam. We didn't even have hotels. We slept on the floor for about 6 hours till our next flight. And then we arrived in Tokyo, went straight to that damn Japanese Campbell's commercial.
I think that particular photo shoot, video shoot, commercial, whatever the proper term is, it's one of the laziest creatives ever to exist in top model history. And so I thought that until Mr. Jay Manuel in his Jay's chat said, well, because the girls were detained and were going through all this bullshit.
Yeah.
They were going through all this bullshit. We had to scrap the entire CoverGirl commercial with the elaborate set. And I watched his Jay's chat recently. He said, they gave us reality TV cameras. We had to do the Campbell's commercial. And he said, a few hours later, they walked it into panel and the girls were judged on that. I don't think that was fair.
No, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was grueling, but it was either or production was put enough days back to where the show would not have aired.
Really?
Yeah, because it took, like, we're on a 4-day schedule.
Uh-huh.
You've got your challenge, you've got the thing, you've got the photo shoot, you've got the judging. And so every 4 days is like over a week in reality TV time. And so because those, I don't even know how many hours it was at that point, because of that, let's say 36 hours, that off the entire planning. So
it makes sense.
Yeah, so the whole show could have that would have been the end of Top Model right there. Forever.
Damn. How did Ann get first call out?
I don't know.
I thought that would have been a perfect time to send her ass home. Nicole should have stayed. Nicole took great photos.
She did. She really did. And she was a great little actress and everything, but she didn't match the Eva storyline.
What did you think about in panel? Okay, tell us, as much as you can remember, what was it like being in panel after going through all that craziness And Tyra is critiquing the girls, and she goes to close it out. She's like, "Oh wait, Ann, I'm sorry, we forgot about you. I'm not Ann, Nicole, we forgot about you." What went through your mind? And was there any conversation amongst you girls about that?
Yeah,
I call shade.
it was bullshit. It was.
I call shade.
It was completely fake. Completely fake. And you can hear it in Tyra's voice. Like when you rewatch it, she's like, "Oh, we forgot about you." It's like, no. That y'all did that. Y'all did that.
You feel that?
Yeah.
What was Nicole's sentiments when you guys went into the back room about that? Like, was there any talk about that?
Yeah, because it, once again, it was bullshit. Because she's very outgoing, super loud. She was funny, never lost her personality, always loved her photographs. They always gave her compliments. They weren't beating her personality down. It just, I don't know why, other than they needed to keep Anne for Eva's storyline.
It's funny you say Eva's storyline, because in the next episode, you guys do the T-Mobile geisha wardrobe photo shoot, and Eva goes under fire for a comment she makes about Norel, and it's like this whole panel moment. I'll say two things. Norel should not have gone home. Norel had done a great job the entire cycle, and Anne again should have taken her ass home. You got first call out though.
Did I get first call out on that?
You did.
I loved it. It was a really pretty thing. It was cool. That was that time we had to wait out in the sun.
Tyra was the photographer. How was it shooting with Tyra?
Was she the photographer? Or was
for the T-Mobile?
Yeah, the T-Mobile one.
I thought she was a photographer. No, she wasn't. She wasn't. She wasn't.
No. She just gave us pointers right before the shoot. She was like, "This is how you do a kimono shoot," and like twirled around and stuff. But
how was it with her being on set?
It was great. It was like, oh yeah, she's done this before. She's good at it. It was cool, But we had to wait for her for a very long time to get onto set. We were tired.
Why?
She had to poop.
She had to, huh?
She had to poop.
What do you mean? Like she had to.
Yeah, she was constipated, and so we had to wait. Okay. All right,
Tyra Banks was constipated.
Yeah.
What was she? Who told y'all this?
She did.
What did she say?
I don't remember how she said it, but it was, it's not like I inherently knew. She just told me, like, I think it was just like, I had to take a shit and I was constipated. My gut hurt. Sorry, y'all. I think that was something.
That's real. She had to go poop.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
It's so amazing when I talk to you guys and I have one understanding of how the show was, at least what they want us to believe it was, and then you get a good idea what you, or at least what you think is a good idea of what the girls are, and then when I hear you girls tell all these behind the scenes stories that are completely omitted, it's like it adds so much more context to the entire show. Like I remember watching that Campbell's commercial, I was like, why is everyone dead right now? Like everyone is dead.
We hadn't slept in 48 hours. That's why. We hadn't had any food. It was horrible. Yeah.
Did you believe that Norel would go home that episode?
Yeah, I did, because
why? Norel was so sickening. Where is she now?
I don't know. But I don't know, like during the commercial, she couldn't speak. She didn't do the commercial well. She she worked really well in that kimono shoot with the T-Mobile thing that worked with her like eye shape, and she looked very anime. It was very cute.
Well, that was the episode she went home on.
Because it didn't match the plot line.
Oh, okay. I get you. I follow.
You know?
So then eventually we get to a moment where Eva and Ann are now going at it.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, just because Ann finally realized that Eva doesn't give a shit about anybody. And it was just the competition. And so it hurt Ann's feelings that she would kick out Narelle and made it like way. And then, you know,
what happened that made Ann realize that?
Well, when Eva said that stuff about wanting Narelle to go home. And also, Ann was just like, we're just constantly inundated with negativity and just like constant shit talking all the time and just being kind of over it at a certain point in the competition. Just like, you know, just like, all right, just want somebody to be nice with right now. And if she doesn't care about her, then it means she doesn't care about me. So.
You know, looking at some of the photos when you guys were in Japan, Tokyo, Japan, I was like that photo of you guys on the motorcycle with what was supposed to be like a blurred background was so lazy. It was lazy to me. It looks lazy.
What, the motorcycle?
It looks lazy.
That's my favorite photo shoot, dude.
Oh, well, girl, I deem it lazy.
That was on the street. We were actually on the street.
Well, it didn't look like you girls were in motion.
Well, no, because we were sitting on some still-ass motorcycles in the middle of the road. We weren't in
the
motion.
photo didn't make sense to me, Amanda. In the background, if there's light, I would have seen you, girl.
Yeah. I loved that one. Because it was so much fun. I felt like such a model during that photo shoot. And I was like, this is it.
Like, y'all were on the motorcycles, like.
I know. I hear you.
I was like, girl, y'all are killing me.
I loved that shoot. I loved it. I don't care what you say.
You did? Why did you love it so? Because you said you felt like a model.
Yeah.
I mean, you got first call out.
I looked cute. I looked like a Barbie doll.
But you were.
I'm in the middle of you.
You were.
No. That was fake. But like, I'm in the middle of motherfucking Tokyo, dude. And like cars driving by. I've got Miss J, Mr. J, lights. I'm done up. It was sick. It was sick. Yeah.
You got first call out, girl.
Yeah, I did because I deserved it. It was good.
So this is top 4, and we move into top 3. Top model fans, I'm looking at your questions. I'm looking at the comments. So if you guys have any questions, please put them below so I can read them. Here goes the photo.
All right. I love it.
Girl, I felt like your arms were not present. You looked like, I don't know.
I know. I'm not saying that I had a shot where my arm was more extended, but yeah, my arms were tucked in. I was doing like this little Barbie. But I hear you.
Amanda, can I say one thing?
No.
Oh, shit.
Say 3.
Okay. I knew you were going home top 3.
Yeah.
So Top Model has a formula that shows itself ever so present every certain cycle. I feel like, and Top Model fans out here, please tell me if I'm right. I feel like certain cycles, the girl who either goes home first when you guys go overseas, or the girl who goes home on go-seas, or the girl who goes home top 3 is always a girl who was so great. The reason why I say this, Heather, cycle 9, went home, ghosty challenge, killed the girls up until that moment. Same cycle. Lisa Jackson killed the girls during that cycle. The other girl, cycle 7, I can't remember her name. She was white girl, red hair. She had that big iconic blow up with Natasha outside. She killed the whole competition. Then on her one episode where she landed in the bottom, well, the second time, she went home. I say that to say, Amanda, I just knew you were going home, top 3. I didn't know how they were going to justify it. I just knew you were going home. I knew.
Yeah.
Before I say that, how did it feel to finally see Ann walk her ass out that door?
At that point, it was okay. Yeah, I'm not going home. If she had stayed and Yaya had gone home, I would have revolted. If she had stayed and Eva went home, that would have just been a bad. It was bye. Bye. I love you.
It was time for her to go.
It was so time. And I miss her. She was great. I love her. But
She was what?
she was great, like personally, as somebody you would want to hang out with one-on-one, not in a group environment, not in a competition with. She's cool.
So you guys are the inaugural top 3 to ever do a CoverGirl commercial.
All right.
You are the inaugural top. Can I be honest? I thought your photo was better than Yaya's.
It was gorgeous though, but mine had like a little extra circle to it. But that's not what the competition was based off of, just one photo. They both needed to be first. Yeah.
Like, I think when it came to Cycle 3, it wasn't about who was the most model-esque. I think it boiled down to who was the most likable.
Who did the people want to win? And I think people wanted Eva to win.
Mm-hmm. So when it came to top 3, did you know you were going home? Like, did you really, honestly, Amanda, did you think you were going home?
Like I said before, like the premonition, like if I make it on the show, I'm getting 3rd place. At that moment where it's me and Eva, I was staying. She was going home. It was going to be me and Yaya.
That's what you believed.
That's what when she pulled the thing out and I had to look down at the picture of who I didn't believe, like I thought it was going to be me and Yaya, top 2. I really did. But I am so glad that Eva won.
Why?
Talent. I think I'm glad she got second. I'm glad Eva won, and I'm glad her. That's the way it needed to be. Eva is a perfect America's Next Top. Yaya's gonna win an Oscar, and she didn't need to be at that moment when the show was done. She didn't need to be tied down to the ANTM contract. She needed to be free, go do your stuff, make that money, stack that paper, and Eva was a reality show contestant winner.
So in hindsight, when watching the show, just in how it was presented and the different personalities, what I will commend Eva on in Jay's chat, brother, I'm almost done, I promise. In Jay's chat, Jay Manuel and Miss J both complimented Eva when she walked in day 1. She walked in with a confidence that could not be denied. Eva had to win Cycle 3. She had to win. She had to win.
I agree. 100%. 100%.
However, I'll be honest and say, even though I root for the black girl, Amanda Swafford had the strongest photos out of all of the girls of that cycle, besides Narelle. Now, Narelle had good photos. I think Narelle had good photos.
Yeah. I liked them. There were some that were like you said, the Motorola. That one with her anime face was super cute. The roller skate one was super cute, but I just didn't get it.
I want to know, how was it for Amanda Swafford, who was in the the entire show, goes home her first time in the bottom. What was going through your brain?
I at that moment I was very confused because I really did think that I was going to get, but I understood instantly that that was perfect the way that it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was happy. I didn't feel robbed. I did for a second, like literally just like a couple of hours maybe. Like that should have been me and Yaya, because we were friends and it was like she's
You
gorgeous.
guys were friends, yes.
Oh God, yeah. She's the most amazing, intelligent, talented, beautiful, strong. She's just a wonderful woman. Her family is amazing. Everything about her just deserves everything wonderful that could possibly come to a person in this life. She's amazing. And same thing for Eva, you know, and that's the thing. Like, she deserved to win. Eva totally deserved to win. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maya deserved everything that came to her after the show, you know, and she wouldn't be able to do it if she had won. She needed to get second place.
So the fans are down commenting about Janice, who had an affinity for you throughout the whole cycle. And when you got eliminated, she was like, love you. What was your relationship and your experience of Janice Dickinson, the world's first supermodel?
Yeah. Over Twiggy. Yeah. Okay. She wasn't first. But anyway, she
Read the girls.
Yeah, she loved me, and I got like a little boost from her during every judging, and it was very nice. And when I left, you know, I could tell she didn't want me to leave, and that made me feel nice. But that doesn't put money in your pocket, you know. But one thing that happened at the finale in LA, when we're all gathered around, like, you know, at the big party at the end of the thing where the winner is revealed. Check this. So Janice's drunk ass.
Like me right now.
No, honey. You are
worse.
Oh, no. Don't ever. And so anyway, she sits in my
She sits in your lap?
Yes. And I'm like, oh, okay. The show starts. Like, we're all in a screening room, right? Eva comes on stage, or comes on screen. She threw her drink at the screen while she was sitting on my lap. And I was like, hey, go. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to interview Janice Dickinson so bad.
It'd be neat to see where she's at with her.
Hey, y'all top model fans watching, can y'all please go spam Janice Dickinson's last post and tag me at He Is Oliver Twist saying her and I need to go live together, because I would love to ask her about her top model experience. Janice threw a drink at the screen?
Yes, and said the B word.
I mean, in the final deliberation, she wasn't living for Eva. She was like, girl, I mean, she's cute, she's funny, but she's not a model.
I mean, Janice is Janice. Janice is going to say some stuff. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. Sometimes the right stuff gets said wrong. Sometimes the wrong stuff gets said wrong. But
any Janice stories outside of that finale experience?
Just that. She, you know, yeah, that's pretty much the worst of it right there. I mean, she was tearing out her vagina, like, like in the judging room in Tokyo. It was so hot. She had her skirt all pulled up, like a fan going underneath. That was a treat.
And you could see her vagina.
No, we couldn't see it, but she made sure to let us know that was going on.
Let me rewind back a little bit. Remember, you guys had that panel challenge, and you guys were eating umeboshi, and Yaya spit it out.
She could have. All right, she could have swallowed it. It wasn't that bad.
That's
It
what
wasn't.
I told him.
It's bad, and when you're not expecting it or you don't know what it is,
What did it taste like?
it's like real salty, real sour, or really gross, kind of squishy jelly texture. It was gnarly. I mean, it wasn't delicious by any stretch of the means, but it's something that you could have like, this is salty. This is sour. What is this texture? And maybe if your brain went into like it's a meat product, it would be like extra gross, you know, but it's just a squishy plum. So I don't know. But she could have swallowed it.
Because you swallowed it.
Yeah, we all did. It wasn't that bad. It was bad. It's bad. But you could have, you know, you could have done it. I love that woman. She's amazing. Truly a spirit that shines and flows, precedes her as she walks into a room. Grace, elegance, intelligence. Ah, just a stellar human. Just a really beautiful presence. And, you know, and sometimes that makes people feel funny, you know, when
When was the last time you spoke to her?
like I haven't spoken in years. It's just like via Instagram.
Social media?
Like, yeah. But yeah, I haven't seen her in years since the last time I went up to New York, but I got to go to her house and I got to have some food her mom had made.
How was her home? What was her home like? Was it sickening?
Oh, no. This was just like her family's home. Just
Gotcha.
her mom and place. It wasn't like, this is like, to get to come to somebody's family's home and have dinner with somebody. Oh, you know, so good. So good. Loved her.
When was the last time you spoke to Eva?
Just right after the show. Like when I had gone up to New York, like I think we went and like got some coffee and smoked a blunt or something like that. And but it was cool when we were able to, you know, it was cool.
When did you transition from modeling to, you know, things that don't involve modeling?
Well, I mean, after the show occurred, there was like a few years of personal turmoil that I went, that I didn't start working again until maybe like where I was a personal stylist and I did modeling for them, and then I did a lot of editorial and artwork in my town. But I didn't really stop modeling until my grandma passed away. And then kind of took a big old break from everything for a minute.
If you were standing before Tyra Banks today, what would you say?
Hi. Like, how you doing? You know, like maybe get to know her as like a person or something, but I don't have anything negative for other than like you probably should maybe make some apologies to some people inside yourself. You know, we don't deserve, or they're not owed to the people that you destroyed mentally, like Kelle, people that you put down for being ableist or something like that. But, you know, it's like I would just say hi and treat her like a person. You know, because that's really what she is underneath all the bankable productions and stuff like that. She's a good business person, that's for sure.
Can I read Tyra slightly?
Please.
I hated her wigs this cycle.
Eli had mentioned, like, what is up on her head?
I did?
Was it you or TJ?
Probably TJ.
Oh, okay. So my partner was like, what is on her head? Like, Mr. Danilo? Come on, Danilo. Mathu? Was it Mathu that did her dirty like that? Was it Mathu that did her like that? It was extreme.
Like where she has her hair like going up like that. Like,
Yeah.
really weird. Yeah, that was kind of odd.
Yeah. Here's Eli again. it was almost, it was like RuPaul level wigness going on.
And RuPaul's wigs are sickening.
Well, I think Mathu, because you know Mathu does or did. You see, do you see?
And I forgot about that. Mathu Andersen was a part of the creative team.
Yeah, he wasn't part of the creative team. He was the creative. Yeah.
So is that why Tyra, many years later on Bravo with Andy Cohen, felt comfortable saying that RuPaul's Drag Race was a ripoff of Top Model because she knew that Mathu Andersen, who had worked on her show for many years, was also the creative director for RuPaul, and she felt comfortable saying that?
I don't know. Maybe it was just like a little jealousy that like RuPaul was still climbing upward at that moment, and then maybe like she got tired of RuPaul's hand-me-down wigs.
And,
Who said that?
Eli. The dog said it, actually. The dog said it.
So do you think I'm on RuPaul?
What'd you say, Miss Eli?
Would I be better on ANTM or RuPaul?
What is your drag name, Eli?
Olive Analia.
Do you have one?
Olive Analia.
What is it?
Olive Analia.
Olive Analia.
Like, I love Analia. Anal. I love Analia. All right, go away now.
Well, you're the one who explained it, but
I know. And or also Marilyn Manho. Shut up. Let's seriously go away.
Eli, you are iconic. I hope
Yes,
you know that.
that's why I'm coming back.
And Eli, if you accept, I want to make you my official gay daughter.
Your gay daughter?
Yes.
I would be honored.
I want you to be I don't have a gay daughter, but I want you to be my gay daughter. I don't have one, but I want you to be my gay daughter.
A gay black man from Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm actually from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey.
I will be your gay daughter so well. I am honored to take.
Do you see him on his knees?
I'm not on my knees, but I can't.
No, I don't want you on your knees. Get up, girl. If you're gonna be my gay daughter, we don't get on our knees unless the trade give us the money.
Get the coin. Get the
coin first, then we oblige. Amanda, my last question is a lot of questions about your eye condition.
Yeah.
And so when we watched the show, they said you told us that in a couple of years that you would be blind. What is the status of your eye condition now?
Well, I can still see like a little dot, and so all right. Thank you for everybody for being concerned. And at that time, when I was like, I'm gonna be blind by the time I'm 30. You have to think postpartum, and my eyesight had gone through a it's going to be quick. And so now, what is it, like 16 years later, I see a dot. And so if a person has 180 degrees of vision, including their peripheral vision, I have 4 degrees per eyeball. And so just like a tiny spot that I use. If anybody feels like giving money to the COSA, the RP Foundation Fighting Blindness, a cure is very, very, very close. Like get that science, but we need more. It is very close. So I still have a little bit left, and if one thing that I read, it's like people like, if she can still see, I'm gonna feel cheated. Fuck you if you say that, because I get to see a little bit longer. I'm happy about that. I'm sorry it didn't match my reality show timeline. I'm sorry. But still stoked I have a little bit of vision left. Technology, a cure is close. You know, so that's where we're at.
To give context to the people watching, if you don't mind, you're looking at me now.
Yeah.
To give context to your condition, how much of me right now can you see?
Okay, well, so if the phone, you know, I'm looking at a 2-inch square of you. In the 2 inches, and the phone is about, 3 feet away from my eyes, like 2.5 feet. If I'm looking at your nose, I can't see my hand. I can't see the rest of the phone. I can't see my picture. I can't see the walls. The only thing I can see is the bit of you that I'm looking at.
And what bit of me can you see?
If I'm looking in between your eyes, I can see your face and I can see the yellow part of your shirt. Wait, are you wearing a yellow shirt?
It's pink.
Okay. So also my color thing isn't so good either. Okay.
What if I come closer?
Then I can only see that part of your cheek.
So I need to back up some.
If the farther away of something I am, the more of it I can see. Closer it is, the less of I see. Now I can see your whole body. But like if you're close, a little bit farther away, the whole thing. Oh, look at that booty. Look at that booty. Look at that booty. That's a good booty.
Oh, the people keep asking me, were you asked to be on All Stars?
No.
They didn't ask you to be on All Stars? Why?
Probably because I was too old.
Yikes. All right. Well, there you motherfuckers go. That was her answer. They didn't ask her.
I love you. Oh, what do I want to say to some people? This is what I want to say to some people. Black lives matter. Black lives have always mattered. Black lives will matter. No lives matter until Black lives matter. In this fascist dictatorship, smash the patriarchy, live your joy, and express yourself. That's what I want to say to these people.
And with that, Amanda Swafford, I don't think I have anything left for you. Girl, we've been on live for like 4 hours.
This is dumb. I love it. You're going to have some hell to edit.
Everyone, clap it up for Amanda Swafford! And Eli, our top model baby, who is a grown girl, who is now my daughter.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
All right, call me when this is over. I love you. Bye, babe.
I love you too. Love you guys too.
Bye, sweetie. Bye, everybody.
Come home.